Let's go to the next one. This is Uday. Kiran says, hey, I finally got a chance to review my portfolio from you. I'm Uday Kiran, 22 years old. I'm from India, and I want to settle my career as a 3D game artist. Does my portfolio worth to get a job in the gaming studio? And also, from past 3 months, me and my friends, two members, was working on recreating the old COD Warzone's firing range. It wasn't finished, still we're creating more props aspects. And I need your review, mistakes and improvements. My Warzone station, review them. Reviews. Thank you for your videos. And okay, awesome. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Uday Kiran. So the first question that you asked me is my portfolio good enough to get a job? I am going to be brutally honest. It's not, but not because it doesn't have enough pieces or because the quality is not there. It's because you are not focusing on specifically something for a studio, right? What do I mean by this? I see some cool assets. For instance, this clock right here, this old telephone, doesn't look that bad. It's a relatively simple asset, which is something that I tell my students quite a bit. So unfortunately, these are just like very simple assets in general, right? Like the horn, the shield, this like audio player. Like I would say the most complex asset is probably this wrench right here. And someone who's learning how to model should be able to get this wrench done relatively simple. The quality on the wrench is really good though. Like I really like the texturing. Like you did a great job on the texturing. It looks very nice. We of course need to see how many texture sets you're using. I'm not sure if this is from a tutorial because I've seen this before. I'm going to call you out just a tiny bit here because this reads very AI generated. So I was trying to see if there was some information here. And yeah, like this realistic wear and surface imperfections for added authenticity. No, if it's compatible with Unity and Real Engine. Like, yeah, this does read a little bit AI generated. I'm not sure if you did that, and to me it's a turnoff, right? Like if I read someone, it's like, hey, you couldn't spend like 2 minutes to just write like a little description explaining your process for this thing in a nice way. It's just like a little bit of off-putting, right? So so it's important that you be careful about that. Again, the asset is fine, the texturing is great, the optimization is really nice. This is the high poly, that's awesome. You even like did the letters right there and baked everything down. So this is a really good model. However, the only issue I have with this model and with your portfolio in general is that most of the models are simple, right? So this is something that you guys need to really understand. Why should I hire you and not anyone else, right? Like, what is it that you are offering me that no one else is offering me? If you cannot answer that question, then we have an issue, because then you are going to be competing with a huge pool of candidates that can do the exact same things that I'm seeing right here, right? Like if I see this portfolio and you don't tell me who you are, like I like hide your name and hide your photo. This is a portfolio from absolutely any 3D modeler and texture artist that I've seen. Like I've seen probably hundreds of portfolios that look exactly the same. Even the same objects, by the way, like the same lamps, the same axes, like a car. Like this is something that I've seen hundreds of times. If I see Ariadna's one, this is not something that I've seen hundreds of times. So this stands out, right? Hopefully you guys understand what I'm trying to go with that. It stands out as something that's a lot more unique. So that's what you want to do. You want to make your portfolio more unique. How do you do this? By showing concepts or models or assets that are, again, more unique, something that I haven't seen before. I've seen 100 of these lamps. I've seen several wrenches. I've seen thousands of cars. So I want to see what you can come up with. Now, you mentioned you were working on this one right here. And it's interesting because you did such a good job on the wrench, but then I see the textures on this thing and they look so bland and so basic, right? Like they don't look like they're like any interesting at all. Like we have metal edgeware everywhere, which we've talked about before. You have the wrench right there, which is fine. But again, like it's weird to have a single wrench that looks better than everything else on the scene. You know what I mean? So if you're going to be working with big environments like this one right here, you do need to think about how to tell a story with the textures. Like, look at this. This is super unnatural. You're never going to see this like perfectly like cut line right here. Use displacement, use corner pieces, a little bit of like dirt right there, normal map decals in general. Like there's so many things that we can do on this transition line right here to really make this thing pop a lot more. Okay, Uday? So again, I'm not saying you cannot get a job, because there are studios, especially outsourced studios, for instance, that need a lot of people doing a lot of very like normal or like simple assets, and you might be able to get a job. But if you want to get a job at the 3D like AAA studio doing like really like cool stuff, then you need to make sure that your portfolio showcases that kind of stuff. Okay. Do you reviewing props and characters or other aspects like environment? I do review environments as well, and lighting. Yeah, I do mention lighting as well, which is another thing that we can talk about. Some of these assets, they definitely need a little bit of a push here. So my friend Uday, just try to focus. Check the video that I have on YouTube about how to pick a project, and pick something that's a little bit more complex, something that really shows, hey, this is the stuff that I can do, that really challenges to do something outside of the ordinary.